time starts now. Victoria's 90-mile beach separates the Gippsland Lakes from Bass what?
Straight.
Correct. Bank of England banknotes are printed on polymer or which other material?
Paper.
Correct. The word vermiform means resembling the shape of what invertebrate animal?
Snake.
Worm. The sinking of the Essex whaling ship inspired the ending of which classic novel?
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. The carol Hark the Herald Angels Sing includes the lyrics Peace on what?
Earth.
Correct. What's the world's tallest skyscraper? The Woolworth building is in which US city?
New York.
Correct. Which Australian cricketer is the brother of Olympic high jumper Brandon Stark? Mitchell Stark. In Mario Kart, which fruit's peel can be used to trip up an opponent?
Banana.
Correct. A cult David Lynch film starring Isabella Rossellini is blue what?
Ocean.
Velvet. Jupiter is the only planet in our system with a name containing which consonant?
J.
J.
Correct. 1200 calendar months is equal to how many centuries?
100.
That's 12 months of a year. You get 1200 on you got a century, right? Yeah. Gotcha. Hey, good round, Laura. $12,000. Nice work. That's good. Now, I've got to get past the case, of course, and we'll find out, Laura, who that's going to be right after the break. G'day, Rama.
Well, I'm going to put it to my new house. It needs a bit of landscaping.
Nice.
Well, it's a brand new land that's being constructed on,
Okay.
so there's nothing on the land right now.
Gotcha. I like the idea. Sounds good. 1 minute on the clock. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Your time starts now. South Australia's Kangaroo Island is geographically closest to which capital city?
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Correct. In the UK, May is the last full month of which season?
Summer.
Spring. In imperial measurement, 2 yards is equal to how many feet?
6.
Correct. Israel won Eurovision with the song Toy, performed mainly in what language?
Hebrew.
Hebrew.
English.
Yeah.
The Alaskan city Juneau was founded after the discovery of which precious metal?
Gold.
Gold.
Correct. Which British royal opened the Royal Australian Mint?
Prince Charles.
Plus.
Prince Philip. Which sea animal caused the cancellation of the 2018 Margaret River Pro?
Shark.
Whale.
Shark. The city name Xanadu begins with what letter?
X.
Correct. A series of books written under the name Laura Lee Hope is the Bobbsey what?
Twins.
Plus.
Twins. The logo of which Australian broadcasting network is based on a waveform?
ABC.
ABC.
Correct. From which space centre have all US space shuttles been launched?
Kennedy. Canaveral.
Correct. Nice round, Rama. Good job. $12,000. Nice work. Very good. You lay a bit of turf for that. That's of course if he doesn't lay you in the ground first. 6 feet under.
To me.
Okay. Lynn,
Yeah.
1 minute on the clock. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And your time starts now. What animals are raced at the annual Scottish Grand National?
Horse.
Horses. Correct. What name is shared by Sydney and Brisbane's busiest railway stations?
Roma Street.
Central.
Correct. Who plays the title character in the 60s sci-fi film Barbarella?
Jane Fonda.
I'm Jane Fonda.
Correct. The Los Angeles Festival and Parade celebrating the LGBTQ community is LA what?
Mardi Gras.
Pride. The term for a crime against a monarch, lèse majesté, is borrowed from which language?
French.
Correct. The St. Mary's River drains Lake Superior and ends in which other Great Lake?
Michigan.
Huron.
Correct. In Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat, the narrator is what relation to Sally?
The narrator.
Yeah.
The Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Is her brother.
Correct. A classic Yellow Pages advertising slogan was let your fingers do the what?
Walking.
Correct. Beginning with E, what term is used for the full white winter fur of a stoat? Oh, it's the right answer. I'm not sure we got it. I'll check.
I think she did.
Yes, you did. $16,000. Well done.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic work. You survived.
Is to take my kids to Disneyland.
Okay, great.
Yeah, like my little princesses love the Disney.
So what is the white fur of a stoat called
I'm
again?
hoping to give them a real taste of it.
1 minute on the clock,
Yeah,
Andrew.
what you
Best of luck
said.
to you.
Thank you.
And
Obviously
your
it was
time
right.
starts now. The Christmas song lyric, you would even say it blows, refers to Rudolph's what?
Nose.
Correct. In 2014, the Adani Carmichael coal mine was approved for which state?
Queensland.
Queensland. The word melancholy has origins in an ancient Greek word for what colour? What? Black. What was US tennis player Jim Courier's career high ranking? What?
First.
Correct. The diminutive henchman Knick-Knack appears in which secret agent film franchise?
James Bond.
Correct. A UNESCO World Heritage Site is which Canadian city with extant fortified walls?
Quebec.
Correct. Princess Charlotte of Cambridge is the granddaughter of which late princess?
Diana.
Correct. On an AFL ladder, the heading for games lost is abbreviated to what letter?
L.
Correct. In 2015, Juan Felipe Herrera was appointed the US poet what?
Laureate.
General.
Laureate. Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace is a segment on which TV show's Halloween special?
Simpsons.
Correct. What anagram of sinew is another word for pig? That'd be swine. You got that one. And now it'd be round, don't you? $14,000. Excellent work. So this is a really good team. Everyone firing. And during the break, they chose blindly between two sets of questions. Set A will be for the challengers. Set B for the chaser. So you have 2 minutes. Best of luck, team. Your time
Could be a good team.
starts now. Traditionally, what vegetable is mixed with flour to make gnocchi?
Andrew.
Potato.
Correct. TV's Grey's Anatomy is set in the Grey Sloan Memorial what?
Hospital.
Hospital. Correct. In which Scandinavian country is Trondheim a major city?
Norway.
Andrew.
Pass.
Norway. Australian Leslie Turner Bowery was a champion in which sport?
Run.
Swimming.
Tennis. The Royal Observatory Greenwich overlooks which major river?
Thames.
Thames.
Correct. Which US state is nicknamed the Mount Rushmore state?
South Dakota.
Virginia.
South Dakota. The users of which classified ads website are known as gummies?
Gumtree.
Gumtree.
Correct. Hayman Islands Resort was originally built by aviator Reg who?
Ansett.
Rama.
Pass.
Ansett. Who starred in a 90s sitcom as Tim the Toolman Taylor?
Andrew.
Tin Allen.
Yeah.
Correct. Which legendary Australian footballer is known as Blighty?
Malcolm Blight.
Correct. A Shakespeare quote is, "Cry God for Harry, England and Saint who?"
George.
Andrew.
Peter.
George. The Tasman Sea was named after which Dutch explorer?
Abel Tasman.
Andrew.
Abel Tasman.
Correct. Ethiopia's national flag is coloured green, red, blue and what?
Yellow.
White. Yellow. In what Australian city is the federal electorate of Wentworth?
Sydney.
Sydney.
Correct. The baiji is an extinct species of which aquatic mammal?
Andrew.
Whale.
Dolphin.
Yeah.
A rhyming slang term for a lie is pork what?
Pie.
Pie.
Correct. Ronnie Corbett and Ronnie Barker made up which comedy duo?
The two Ronnies.
Correct. Guards. Guards is a novel by late UK author Terry who?
Pass.
Pass.
Pratchett. Asiad is another name for the multi-sport event, the Asian what?
Pass.
Games.
Correct. The Winter Palace is an iconic building in which Russian city?
Moscow.
St. Petersburg.
Correct.
Yeah.
In which country is Gandhi Jayanti a national holiday?
India.
Correct. What is the demonym for a native of Sardinia?
Sardinian.
Sardinian. Sardinian. Sardinian. Sardinian.
It's a disappointing score, considering how good they looked in the run-up.
Indeed.
Push back or so.
What do you think, Goliath?
I thought you did really well, but you chewed up a bit of time having a think about some of those questions. Some of them went your way. The Indian national holiday was obviously right in Rama's wheelhouse there.
Yes, indeed. Final chase after these news headlines.
Andrew, next, breaking news on a suspicious death.
I'm live with the latest just ahead.
The confession 3 decades after a nurse's violent death.
What happened in court when a man finally faced a charge of murder.
Moves to stop a train strike.
And the Premier says he will intervene if necessary.
Big
Tears
deal.
as the school reveals its closing.
Find out why it's decided to shut its doors.
Thieves steal a disabled boy's health aids.
How you can help get them back.
The sculpture deemed too rude to go on display.
And
Yeah.
in weather, it is a frosty start to the day tomorrow, but it's followed by sunshine.
7 News is coming up next.
Thanks to the newsroom for that. Well, I was listening to the discussion after that round team, and you were saying, yeah, we probably needed 19 or so.
Yeah, a couple short.
In the words of the Rolling Stones, you can't always get what you want. Matthew, are you good to go?
Yes.
It's time for the final chase.
They might have a good shot with pushbacks.
Your time starts now. Which state capital is closest to Australia's Blue Mountains?
Sydney.
Correct. Michelle Obama's predecessor as US First Lady was Laura who?
Bush.
Correct. Hellas is another name for which country?
Greece.
Correct. Norma Plummer coached Australia's national team in what sport?
Netball.
Correct. In the Star Wars series, Hayden Christensen plays Darth who?
Vada. Vada.
Vader. Correct. The Banksy Banksia plant was named in honour of which British botanist?
Joseph Banks.
Yeah.
Correct. The name of New Zealand's city Rotorua comes from which language? Maori. Correct. Andrew George Scott is best known as the bushranger captain who?
Moonlight.
Midnight?
Stop the clock.
Moonlight.
Andrew George Scott is best known as the bushranger
Oh, it
captain.
could be Captain Thunderbolt, but I think it's Moonlight. No, it's either Moonlight or Thunderbolt.
So, you're a Lightfoot?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Go Captain Lightfoot.
No.
Captain Lightfoot.
Starlight? No?
Warmer. Moonlight. Captain Moonlight, indeed. 1:20 on the clock. 9
Somebody would have heard of him.
And your time restarts now. The Muppets character, Link Hogthrob, is what domestic animal? It's a big correct. Which city hosts the annual China Open tennis tournament?
Peking.
Beijing. Correct. In the classic radio series, Dad and Dave live at Snake what? Gully. Correct. Who served as Australian PM for 16 consecutive years?
Menzies.
John Howard.
Stop the clock.
No.
Who served as Australian PM for 16 consecutive years?
Robert Menzies. I thought he'd know that. R.G. Menzies. Yep.
Menzies, yeah.
He's the longest serving. It's definitely right. 1949 to 1965.
Yes. The correct answer is Sir Robert Menzies.
Yes.
Just felt like 16 years with John Howard.
Ah.
59 on the clock, 7 required.
Arsehole.
And your time restarts now. Which fashionable Italian city is a sister city to Melbourne?
Milan.
Correct. In which UK country is Ben McDooey the second highest mountain?
Scott.
Yes. A bird endemic to southwest Australia is Carnaby's black what?
Raven, hawk.
Cockatoo.
Correct.
No.
What pasta is traditionally used in mac and cheese?
Macaroni.
Macaroni.
Correct. On which continent is Shaka Zulu rule the kingdom?
Africa.
Africa.
Correct.
Yeah.
First Person is a novel by Man Booker Prize winner Richard who?
Flanagan.
Correct. TV show Ink Master shows artisans in which form of body art?
Tattooing.
Correct.
And that's that.
It's been a real delight to play with you. And there's more as well. Sadly, I've got to say goodbye to you, $42,000. Matty, 26 seconds left on the clock, so it wasn't a romp.
Looks like I played that Michael Bolton song after all and just wrecked everyone's night. Sorry.
Always great to have your company. See you next time on The Chase Australia.
Tonight, a mystery death in Melbourne's West. Live coverage. Also a heavy ban for the Australian swimmer caught up in a drug scandal. The chilling new evidence in the cold case murder of a young nurse. Tears and anger over a school bombshell shutting down after 146 years. Hundreds of students left in limbo. How cold-hearted thieves stole medical equipment and heirlooms from a sick child. And the Melbourne office tower banning a statue of a man because it shows a bare chest.
Live from our Melbourne headquarters.